The Great Forest Talent Show. And now, attention, a riddle. I'm small and furry, working day and night, gathering acorns, tucking them in tight. In winter, when the snow falls deep and white, I sleep in my tree home all cozy and right. Sometimes I forget where I hid my treat, and a new oak tree grows, making my job complete. What forest animal am I? Maybe a raccoon, or a squirrel, or a chipmunk. You will find out the correct answer at the end of the story. Deep in the whispering woods, where sunbeams danced through emerald leaves and wildflowers dotted the forest floor, lived a community of woodland creatures who had a wonderful tradition. Every spring, they would gather for the Great Forest Talent Show, where each animal could share their special skills with their friends and neighbors. Little Morris Mouse, who lived beneath an old oak tree, had been practicing his seed-collecting technique for months. He could gather more acorns in 1 minute than any other mouse in the forest. But whenever he thought about performing in front of everyone, his tiny whiskers would tremble. "I don't know, Clara," Morris squeaked to his friend Clara Cardinal one morning. "Maybe I shouldn't participate this year." Clara, perched on a low branch, tilted her head. "But Morris, your seed collecting is amazing. Remember how you helped everyone prepare for winter? You should share your talent." Nearby, Benjamin Beaver was practicing his log-rolling routine in the stream. He'd spin and flip the logs with his powerful tail, creating wonderful splashing patterns in the water. When he noticed Morris looking glum, he paused his practice. "What's troubling you, friend?" Benjamin called out, paddling to the shore. Morris shuffled his paws. "I'm nervous about the talent show. What if I drop all my acorns? What if everyone laughs?" "Oh, but that's what makes our talent show special," Benjamin smiled, shaking water from his fur. "Remember last year, when I slipped during my log rolling? Oh, everyone helped me up and we all laughed together. It's not about being perfect. It's about sharing what makes us unique." As they talked, Sophie Squirrel was practicing her impressive acrobatics overhead, leaping from branch to branch with graceful ease. She overheard their conversation and scampered down to join them. "Morris," she said, her bushy tail swishing excitedly, "I was terrified last year too, but seeing everyone's smiling faces made it all worthwhile. And guess what? Your seed collecting inspired me to practice my own gathering techniques." The day of the Great Forest Talent Show arrived on a perfect spring morning. Oliver Owl, the master of ceremonies, had decorated the main clearing with twinkling fireflies and colorful wildflowers. Animals of all sizes gathered around, sitting on logs, branches, and soft patches of moss. First up was Rachel Rabbit, who demonstrated her remarkable carrot-growing technique. She had taught herself to tend to the forest's wild carrots, making them grow bigger and sweeter than ever before. Everyone cheered as she pulled up the largest carrot they'd ever seen. "Wonderful gardening, Rachel," called out Freddie Fox, who usually preferred chasing rabbits but had learned to appreciate their other talents. "Those carrots helped feed so many forest friends last autumn." Next came Benjamin Beaver's log-rolling spectacular. He only stumbled once, but quickly recovered with a playful splash that made everyone laugh and cheer. The younger beaver kits watched in awe, hoping to be just like him someday. Sophie Squirrel's acrobatic display had everyone gasping in amazement. She ended with a triple flip between branches and stuck her landing perfectly. Even the grumpy old porcupine couldn't help but smile and wave his quills in appreciation. Finally, it was Morris Mouse's turn. His heart was pounding so hard he thought it might pop out of his tiny chest, but when he looked around, he saw nothing but encouraging smiles from his forest friends. "You can do it, Morris," Clara Cardinal sang from her perch. Taking a deep breath, Morris began his routine. His paws moved like lightning as he gathered acorns, pine cones, and berries, organizing them into neat piles by type and size. He darted back and forth across the clearing, his technique so precise that not a single seed was dropped. The forest floor seemed to come alive with his quick, coordinated movements. When he finished, the clearing erupted in applause. Even the wise old owl looked impressed, hooting his approval. "Morris, that was incredible," Sophie exclaimed, bouncing up and down. "I had no idea you could move so fast." "Your organizing skills are outstanding," added Benjamin Beaver. "Would you help me arrange my winter log pile this year?" Morris beamed with pride, his earlier fears forgotten. "I'd be happy to help anyone who needs it," he declared, standing tall despite his small size. After the show, all the animals gathered for a feast to celebrate everyone's performances. They shared berries, nuts, and Rachel's prize-winning carrots. The air was filled with happy chatter as they discussed their favorite moments from the show. "You know what I love most about our talent show?" Clara Cardinal said, addressing the group. "It's not just about showing what we can do. It's about inspiring each other and celebrating what makes each of us special." Oliver Owl nodded wisely. "Indeed, every creature in this forest has something valuable to contribute. When we cheer for each other's successes, our whole community grows stronger." Morris, munching on a blackberry, couldn't help but smile. He realized that by sharing his talent, he had not only overcome his own fears, but had also helped others see the value in being organized and efficient. From that day forward, Morris never hesitated to share his skills with others. He taught young mice his techniques, helped other animals organize their food stores, and even started a forest-wide seed collection system that made winter preparation easier for everyone. The Great Forest Talent Show became an even bigger celebration in the years that followed. New acts were added, and more animals found the courage to share their unique abilities. But more importantly, the forest creatures learned that true friendship meant supporting each other's dreams and celebrating each other's achievements, no matter how big or small. And every time Morris felt nervous about trying something new, he remembered the day when his forest friends helped him discover that being yourself and sharing your gifts with others was the greatest talent of all. The end. And now, the correct answer to the riddle. The correct answer is a squirrel. Squirrels are amazing little forest creatures. Let me tell you what makes them so special. Think of squirrels as nature's busiest gardeners. When fall comes around, they become super busy collecting acorns. They can gather and bury thousands of them. They have special little pouches in their cheeks that work like shopping bags, so they can carry lots of acorns at once. Here's something really neat. Squirrels are so careful about their acorns that they do a funny little dance called patting down. After they bury an acorn, they pat the dirt down with their paws and even cover it with leaves to hide it from other animals. They're like little treasure hunters hiding their gold. But here's the funny part. Even though squirrels have excellent memory, much better than many other animals, they still forget where they put about 10–20% of their acorns. These forgotten acorns stay in the ground, and when spring comes, they start growing into new oak trees. So every time you see an oak tree in the forest, you can imagine a squirrel from long ago who accidentally helped plant it by forgetting their snack. Nature is pretty clever that way. Even forgetfulness can turn into something wonderful. Hope you enjoyed it.